Hello, hello, hello. Happy Saturday. Transformers, welcome to our Facebook Live session. I will give you a couple of minutes to get in. Alrighty, I see some eyeballs coming in. Welcome, karibuni to everybody. As you come in, as always, do me a favor, tell me where you're watching from. Feel free to tag a friend and let them know that this is happening so they can come back later and catch up. So Stephanie Gwilly is the first person up here, followed by Marie Kito. Welcome, ladies. Karibuni, I see you all. We're up to 25 eyeballs. Nice to have you here. I hope everyone's having an awesome Saturday evening. For those of you in Kenya, it's a very, very cold and cloudy and rainy morning here in Atlanta, but it is all good. Vasila says, hey, hello to you too. Let me know if I am loud and clear. Nyamoita Saisi says, hi, Jane. I'm watching from Dallas. Good afternoon to you, Nyamoita. Joyce is watching from Kenya, Embakasi, Abigail, Machakos, Karibuni sana. Feel free to tag your friends as always. Ima is watching from Germany. Always excited to see, you know, where we all are located in the world. It doesn't matter anymore what country you're in. We all can still be together on this. Thanks for the thumbs up. Give me some thumbs up if you're excited to be here. Karibuni. Okay, I see Lydia is in Kiambu, Kenya. Patricia Eldoret, welcome. Hadassah Miricho, hello back to you. Susan is in Kahawa. Juliet says from Kenya. Cherry is in Roiro. Sarah Machakos. Mercy. Karibuni. Thank you, ladies. Humphrey says loud and clear. Thanks, Humphrey. I was waiting for that. Glad you hear me. Sorry, my voice sounds funny. I think I'm getting a sore throat, but I'll do my best. So nice to have you here. We are at 91 eyeballs. I'm waiting for us to hit 100. So this is the day that I talk to you about hormonal imbalance. If you know somebody who's struggling with fertility, someone struggling with PCOS, someone with bad PMS, tag them. Somebody who has issues with anything to do with hormones, please tag them. Where is my phone? Let me get my phone. I need to look at it. Sometimes this takes a while to show, so I like looking at my phone to get the feedback as it's happening. All right, we are 105 eyeballs. Thank you, ladies, for being here with me. A lot of women from Nairobi, Thika, Florence in Makueni, Jackie is in Ngara, Francisca, Utawala, Evelina is in Kampala, Uganda in the house. Always a lot of Ugandans and Tanzanians. All right, good to see you all, ladies. So today is the session where I'm talking to you, ladies, about hormones. And this is a very exciting topic for me personally. It's one that I think some women might not be aware of, especially if you don't go to the doctor frequently, or even if you go to the doctor. Sometimes you don't know what's going on with your hormones unless you go see an endocrinologist. And that is the doctor that does a test of what all your hormones are doing. So as I wait to get started, I want to know, is there anybody watching right now that has any hormonal issues? What is your thing? Have you been diagnosed with PCOS? Are you menopausal? Do you have bad PMS? Infertility, fibroids, endometriosis, all the female issues that some of us suffer from. If you suffer from one of those, or if you're ailing from one of those, do me a favor and put it in the comments below. Also, as always, ladies, I appreciate you being here live. So if you're watching this with me live, do me a favor, drop a hashtag live. If you're coming in and watching this when we're already gone, we're done, and you're watching a replay, give me a hashtag replay. I'm sorry that you missed us, but I'm glad that you're able to catch up on this session. So as I've said, I think I'm suffering from, I'm about to get a cold, so my voice sounds as though I'm a smoker. So I was tempted to cancel this, but I was committed. I'm here. So I hope you can hear me clearly. Asanteni, thank you. So whatever it is, somebody has mentioned thyroidism. Okay, thanks for bringing that up, and thanks for mentioning that. Bad PMS, Maniko says, bad PMS. If you suffer from bad premenstrual syndrome, yes. So I'm glad that we are all here. So I'm gonna get started shortly. Now, before I get started, let me say that hormonal imbalance, rather, the whole notion of hormones is nothing new, ladies. Women, we suffer from, I don't want to say suffer. We go through hormonal imbalances from the moment we turn, 14, 15, from the very first time that we get our period. We suffer, or every single month we go through a hormonal imbalance. This is when your estrogen and your progesterone levels go crazy, you ovulate, and you have your period. So this is nothing new. It's just that now there's a focus because they are diseases or ailments that are coming about because of certain levels of hormones in our bodies that are not the way they should be. So too much of a hormone or too little of a hormone in the bloodstream can cause problems. And that's why we have so many issues with hormones. So in the past, I don't know how many of you have been following me for a long time, how many of you have been watching my videos. If you're new to this group, welcome, karibu. It's nice to have you here. If you've been here for a while, I've taught you about 4 hormones already. There are certain hormones that I'm constantly talking about here. Number 1, insulin. Insulin is blood glucose control hormone. This is the hormone that when you eat too many carbs, raises your blood sugar. The pancreas is released so as to shuttle this sugar into your liver, your muscles, and into your fat cells. I like telling people insulin is the reason you gain weight. So I've talked to you about insulin before, and insulin is the cause of diabetes. Diabetes 1 or diabetes 2 are caused by either too much insulin or too little or none being produced at all. I was reading a study the other day, and now we have a diabetes type 3. Alzheimer's is now being considered a diabetes type 3, if you can believe that. Again, hormones are causing all these issues. And for those of you who know a bit about Alzheimer's, it has something to do with mental deterioration and those kind of things. But anyway, that's just one of the hormones I've talked to you ladies about constantly. 2 weeks ago, I did a Facebook Live and talked about why fruits are not good for you if you're trying to lose weight. And I talked about insulin. I taught you about the glycemic index. I've talked a lot about insulin. That's the number 1 hormone. Number 2 is, let me talk about cortisol. I've talked about cortisol as well. Cortisol is known as the stress hormone. When you're stressed up, your cortisol levels go up. And the thing with cortisol is it's one of the main contributors to belly fat. So if you're always stressing your job, your kids, your husband, just always anxious, you store belly fat because of a hormone called cortisol. Also, if you're stressed and you're not getting enough sleep, If you're so stressed you can't sleep at night, this impacts other hormones. For example, ghrelin. Ghrelin is the hunger hormone. When you get hungry, when it's almost lunchtime and you're looking for food, ghrelin has increased in your bloodstream. That's why you're hungry. Ghrelin sends a message to the brain saying it's time to eat. The opposite of ghrelin is leptin. Leptin is the hormone that signals the brain when your stomach receptors stretch and say she's eaten enough, stop eating. Leptin is what tells the brain that you are full. So insulin, cortisol, leptin, ghrelin, those are 4 hormones that I've mentioned in the past. And obviously these 4 hormones impact men and women the same, because we all have them in our bodies. So I wanted to do a mini recap of the hormones that I know I've talked to before, but for the people who might be new to the group, just kind of giving you a recap. Was that recap helpful? Did you enjoy the recap? Anybody enjoy the recap of the 4 hormones? I'm going to make you do a test at the end of this Facebook Live. So pay attention. I'm a teacher right now. All right, so the reason I decided to do a specific Facebook Live for hormones is because women, we have 2 hormones that men do not have. Women, we have estrogen and progesterone. Men have testosterone. Testosterone is the reason men are able to gain muscle. Testosterone is the reason that makes men get turned on. Testosterone is the reason why men can lose weight so quickly and women can't. For those of you who have husbands and boyfriends, you realize that if you eat and drink what your husband drinks and eats, you gain a lot of fat or you gain weight. He might gain a little bit of weight, but if he changes his habits for a week, he loses the weight very quickly. That's because men have testosterone. Women do not have testosterone. We don't have a helper that helps us lose weight and burn fat. We do have testosterone in very small amounts. The only time that testosterone increases in women is when you do strength training, when you do resistance training, when you lift weights, when you build muscle, your testosterone levels increase just a little. Might make you a little bit aggressive too. Maybe that's why I like lifting weights. It makes me aggressive. That's my secret. No, I'm joking, but men have more testosterone. Women have very little. Men do not have any progesterone. Men do not have estrogen, even though now it's been found that men might develop estrogen, and I'll talk about that later. So a differentiator between why women have so many conditions that men don't have is because we are women. We have ovaries, we have a uterus, we have estrogen, we have progesterone. So I hope we're very clear in delineating the hormones that women have and that men do not have, all right? So as I begin to dive into this awesome topic, I love the hormone topic because it's one every woman can relate to. I'm gonna take a pause. I see a lot. Thank you ladies for giving me thumbs up, hashtag lives. I really appreciate when I see hearts and thumbs flying through. I feel motivated to give my best to you. So if you want to give me some thumbs up for the introduction I just did, I'd appreciate it. A love heart will be good too. And again, remember, if you have friends who are suffering from the things we're talking about, please tag them so they can come back and watch this. All right? Okay. Thank you for all the hashtags. I like it. I like it. Damn this throat. I'm drinking hot water, trying to make it soothe my throat. All right. Alrighty, now I am ready to go into teacher mode. Remember I said I'm giving an exam, so I need you to pay attention, right? So as most of you know, I am super, super passionate about the body, right? Now, the one thing that we all need to remember is that the body is a closed system. The body is a closed system, just like a car. Everything that happens in a car, it's a closed system. So for example, if you have a car and there's an oil leak and you don't pay attention to it, and then you go for months without fixing it, when you finally take it to the mechanic, he'll say, you know, you didn't fix this oil leak, so now it's caused this other issue and this other issue and this other issue. That is the same way the body is. When one small thing is off, it ends up affecting many other things. And sometimes it's very hard for us to think this way. Sometimes it's easy for us to think of the body in silos, as though this thing is happening here, it's not affecting this thing here. But an example is, like I said, cortisol. When you're stressed, cortisol is released. The other thing that I didn't mention is anytime when you don't sleep enough and you're stressed, your ghrelin level, which is your hunger hormone, goes up and your leptin goes down because of the stress, hence the cortisol. So everything is interconnected. One problem here will cause another problem here. So let me say that again, the body is a closed system. Everything affects everything, even though you don't know it. So what I'm going to begin is by talking about all these many issues that as women we experience, and sometimes we don't know why. We don't know what the causes are, and we don't know what to do. So like I said, we've been having hormonal imbalances from the day we started having our period, right? So every month we ovulate, the uterus lining thickens. And if you've not been playing any adult games, if you've not been engaging in any adult acrobatics, if you've not been having sex, if there is no egg to, if there is no sperm to fertilize the egg, the lining of the uterus is shed and you have your cycle. That entire process is a hormonal game where estrogen and progesterone are produced in high levels and you have your cycle. So that's a simple example. Now let's talk about estrogen in particular, because estrogen has been known to cause most of the problems we're suffering from here today. Now, like I said, progesterone and estrogen are the female hormones. Where do they come from? They come from our ovaries. Our two ovaries produce these hormones when the time is right. So when estrogen is higher or is in extremely high amounts in the body, guess what we suffer from? We suffer through 5 or 6 or 7, some of the things I'll be talking about today. And for those of you who really need to understand what to do, I hope you can stay towards the end of the session where I'll be sharing with you the solutions, right? So how many of you work out, or how many of you do not work out, but you watch how you eat? You watch your nutrition, you do this for 3-6 months and you never lose weight and you wonder what is wrong. This is called weight loss resistance. How many of you have noticed you never lose weight? This happens usually to people who are 35 plus. Do we have any girls or ladies in the house who are 35 plus? If you're 35 plus, give a 35 plus comment below. Do we have any women who are 45 plus? Give me a 45 plus comment below. Do we have any women who are in their 50s in this group? Give me a 55 or 50 plus in the comments. Do we have anyone in their 60s? I'd be curious to see if we have any 60-year-olds. Or you could just say 50 plus. So, okay, I see somebody saying me, weight loss resistance. Okay, so weight loss resistance, ladies, happens when you're 34, 35 plus. Your body is not responding to anything you do. You're eating right. When I say you're eating right, that means you're not eating wheat, you're not eating too much sugar, you're not taking alcohol, you're really eating real food. You might be working out, or if you're not working out, that's fine, but your food is 100%. Remember, I always say, Weight loss is 80% nutrition, 20% workout. So if you've been eating the right foods, for some reason you never lose weight. Now, I'm not saying you've been eating right for a week and your body isn't losing. No, I mean you've been doing this for months and months and months. Something is wrong and you don't know what it is. Chances are you're suffering from weight loss resistance. Why does this happen? Now, I said 34, 35 plus. Once you hit that age range, guess what happens to us, ladies? Number one, our metabolism starts to decrease. Our metabolism starts to go down, which means we're not burning through the energy that we're eating through food as fast as we used to. So whereas you used to lose weight quickly before when you did one or two things, now you try the same things and nothing is happening. Nothing is working. And you're confused. You're like, what am I doing wrong? What's going on with me? Have any of you ever experienced that? Yes? Yes? Okay, I see people commenting with 40 plus, 40 plus, 35 plus. Oh, wow, we have a 50 plus. Thank you. 50 plus, 40 plus. Okay, so you're the women I'm talking to right now. You've been trying to lose weight. You notice that all of a sudden you're gaining weight and nothing you do is moving. This is called weight loss resistance. And like I said, this happens, you notice this when you've been trying to do the right thing over a long period of time. So that's one of the causes of hormonal imbalance, when your estrogen, progesterone levels are just going crazy, right? The second thing is extreme PMS symptoms. We all have a period every single month. I've heard of women who during their cycle cannot get out of bed. They're in pain. They're cramping. They go through hell. I've luckily never been one of those, but I've met a few people who, when they're going through their cycle, they literally can't go to the office. Imagine how terrible that is. That's the severe cases. But most of us will notice during the period what happens. We eat a lot, our appetite goes up, right? Cravings, we're craving sugar. We're very irritable. We get annoyed easily. Our kids, our boss, our husbands, everyone just irritates you. One of my favorite is we become very emotional. You know, you cry over, you know, breaking a glass. When I was 27, I had a boyfriend who used to go through the craziness of my cycle. One small thing would have me crying, just one simple thing. And he'd be like, why are you crying? It's not a big deal. And it was only until I matured that I was like, oh my God, that is my PMS symptom. I get so emotional. How many of you have crazy PMS symptoms or getting extremely exhausted? That is one that as you get older, it becomes worse. During your cycle, you're just tired. You need to sleep. This is a big one. Any of you experience any of this? Okay, I see Miriam saying cravings and emotional. Yes. Favored says, especially the first day of our menses. Yep. And it varies. For example, my PMS happens when I'm ovulating, weirdly. When I'm actually on the cycle, I'm good. It's about 4 to 7 days before my cycle where I'm just cranky. I want sugar. I'm exhausted. Then when my period comes, I'm fine. There are women who are fine during ovulation. When their period comes, when their period comes is when they go through the motions. So PMS symptoms are another sign of the hormones doing their own thing. But again, the severe cases are a sure sign that something is not right. So that's two. Now let's talk about menopause. We know that at some point we're all going to go through menopause, peri, post, or just menopause. But I've met a lot of women who everything is fine until all of a sudden they're obviously menopausal, but they wake up and they cannot figure out why they gain weight. Most of their lives, they've been at a certain weight, but when they hit a certain age, they start going through menopausal symptoms, the hot flashes, they're hot all the time. Their weight gain just erupts overnight. Some of them cannot sleep at night, insomnia, or if they sleep, they wake up in the morning and they're just so exhausted. So their body just does things that they'd never ever experienced before. But now that they're menopausal, and menopause simply means that they've moved away from the stage where, you know, you get your menses or your period. They're not going through all that anymore. So they're past the childbearing age, I believe. They just start going through crazy symptoms. Those are your hormones at work. Now, remember, all these things are happening to us. The men never get to experience this. All they have to deal with is one hormone called testosterone. But we women, I guess this is very fitting. We're having this conversation the day after International Women's Day. We are just strong and have to go through all these crazy things, right? So I see comments. A lot of women saying tired, emotions, craving, sweating, lack of sleep, eating a lot. Eating a lot is a sign that you're going through your period. Also, eating a lot could also mean you're pregnant, right? So again, those are hormones, right? Sweating, someone is like sweating a lot. Yes, okay. So again, this is the body doing its own thing. Now let's get into the tougher conditions. Let's start with PCOS. Some people might not know what PCOS is. It's Polycystic Ovaries. It's a condition where your ovaries get enlarged with the follicles surrounding the eggs, making ovulation difficult. Now, this sometimes causes weight gain. This sometimes causes some people not to be able to, of course, have kids or conceive. Again, these are hormones at work, and a lot of women suffer from PCOS. And I think only in the last couple of years has this started to become more and more discussed, and it's become, especially in Kenyan communities, because we have not been talking about hormonal issues. So only few people who might have gone to the doctor know about this. Ladies, past a certain age, past the age of 35, it is so important that you get checked. It is so important that you see your gyno, your OB-GYN, because there are conditions that come up that if not treated will cause you long-term issues, especially people who are trying to conceive and can't figure out why it's not happening. Maybe because you haven't been to the doctor in 5-6 years and something happened that could have been controlled that isn't being controlled now. And now I'm, I guess, going to talk about infertility. Infertility is your inability to conceive, and sometimes it's the man's fault. So of course I can't talk about the men, but when it's not happening for women, it could be a lot of different reasons. I've heard of women who have blocked fallopian tubes, you know, but if your fallopian tubes are not blocked, then it's something to do with your hormones. The hormone levels are not okay, hence you're not able to conceive and carry the baby. Now, one of the things that you're asked to do when you're not fertile, guess what? You're asked to lose weight, because weight loss causes or exacerbates, makes worse all these conditions. Remember when I said the body is a closed system, right? The body is a closed system. If you're overweight, each of these things can become a problem simply because you're carrying extra weight in your body, right? Just like when you're overweight, all you think about, or all we might think about, is how you look and how you feel, but you don't know that the reason you have a backache, the reason your knees hurt, is because of the weight on your body. The body is a closed system. One thing will affect everything else. Fibroids, again, estrogen, progesterone issues. Now, some of these things, doctors don't even know why they happen. Now, that's the sad part. Sometimes they say if your mother had fibroids, if your mother had endometriosis, chances are you'll have them. They don't have a real reason. And that's the scary part. They can't look at you and tell, well, you'll never have fibroids. It just might happen to anyone. Fibroids tend to grow during pregnancy and diminish once you have your children. So this is the body's way of working. So the only way sometimes to guarantee that these things don't happen is staying healthy, as easy as that might sound, right? Again, most of these things are happening to people who are 30 plus, like fibroids. One of my aunties had her stomach became so huge, and again, she hadn't seen a doctor in a while. She was diagnosed with having a super huge fibroid, and she was in her 40s. So again, unless you keep going to the doctor to make sure you're fine, you might not know about these things. You might just think you've grown a tummy, but really it's related to your hormones going on. Thyroidism, somebody mentioned about that. Now, thyroid is a bit different because thyroid issues, hypo or hyper, whichever one it is, those have something to do with a hormone called thyroxine. So this is not estrogen or progesterone related issues. So as I've said, estrogen is the #1 culprit why most of these conditions are happening: fibroids, PCOS, infertility, weight gain, and estrogen is now affecting men. Now, like I said, remember, estrogen comes from your ovaries, but here's something else that doctors have discovered. When you're overweight, when you have too much fat in your body, estrogen is now being released or formed by your fat. So not only are you receiving some estrogen from your ovaries, but now fat is producing estrogen, which is making your conditions worse or making the risks higher. So everything goes back to staying healthy, making sure you're not overweight so as to overcome these diseases. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take a short break. Look at the comments. Let me know if you have any questions before I talk about the solution to these issues. Thanks for all the comments, ladies. Okay, a lot of people are saying sweating, pain. Someone has been diagnosed with PCOS and it's frustrating trying to conceive. I talked about that. Fibroids. Ruth is saying she has terrible fibroids. A lot of people tagging their friends. Thank you for that. They can come back and watch. Okay, are you enjoying this session, ladies? Is this session helpful to you? Please give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if this session is helpful to you. Give me a thumbs up. Say yes, informative. Give me something. Give me a sign. All right, I see Esther saying informative. Teresa Mbaira, tell us more about hot flashes. There is not anything else to say, Teresa, other than it's your body's way of reacting to something that's happening on a hormonal level. Oh, there's one important thing I forgot to mention that is caused by hormones. Guess what? Crazy acne. When you have acne that is just insane, that is out of this world, that is hormonal too. That is why sometimes when you go see a dermatologist, he might give you a cream and then he might give you some pills, right? Because the pills are supposed to go and regulate some things in the body, right? So hormonal acne is real. Okay, I see a lot of thumbs up saying very informative, saying thank you, Jane. Thank you, thank you. Someone mentioned hyperthyroidism. Yes, hyperthyroidism is where you're producing a lot of thyroxine, and some people tend to gain weight or have a hard time losing weight. I actually have 2 clients right now with thyroid issues, and they're losing weight very, very well. Their symptoms are diminishing. So thyroidism is a hormonal issue, but it's not an estrogen progesterone issue. It's a thyroxine issue. Okay, good. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, now let me come and talk about the solution. So guess what the solution to making sure our hormones are regulated is? How many of you have heard women come in this group and say they did the 10-day detox, and what happened? Their skin cleared, they did the 10-day detox, and they conceived. Some of them are oops babies, but why did they conceive? This is because the 10-day detox clears or regulates your hormones. When you stop eating a lot of bad food, your hormones go to where they should be, which is conditions that are conducive for fertility and all those kind of things. But I'm really not here to talk about the 10-day detox. I'm just giving that as an example of the power of food in 10 days. So the solution to getting you to where you need to be, of course, is exercise, is nutrition. But like I said, sometimes you might be working out hard, you might be eating the right things, and then 6 months later you're like, why am I not making any progress? Or you might be suffering PCOS and your symptoms are just crazy. You're feeling unwell all the time. You might be menopausal, hot flashes, right? Insomnia, those kind of things. Any symptom that has something to do with your female hormones can be controlled by nutrition sometimes, but there are other things that you can do. Now, personally, of course, I don't have the conditions like fibroids and PCOS, but I've been a victim of weight loss resistance, where I'm doing everything, especially as I get older. The things that I did in my 30s when I was 32, 31, those things don't work now. And my body takes forever to make changes because I'm older, my hormonal levels are going up and down. So what do? I have a supplement that I take, and I might have mentioned this before, but this supplement, it's called Dimm. If you can see it, ooh, there. So Dimm is a supplement that helps you with all these issues. It helps you. For me, it helps me with weight loss resistance. Ever since I turned 37 years old, as much as I work out, as much as I eat clean, it takes forever for me to make any changes because I'm older. I started doing this 10 years ago, 11 years ago. So as I've gotten older, my body is not reacting in the same way that it did in my early 30s. So the reason I'm talking to you about Dimm is because it helps bring down these symptoms. And what is Dimm made of? Dimm is made of vegetables. Yes, vegetables. And here's the sad truth. As Kenyans, as women who are born and raised in Kenya, we only have 2 or 3 vegetable types that we eat. We eat kumawiki, kale, for those of you not Kenyan. We eat spinach. We eat traditional greens, and we eat cabbage. Very few people eat a lot of other vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower and green beans. And even though we do, guess what? We don't get enough of the right amount. So this pill is not a chemical. This pill is not something that's made from some crazy substances. Dimm is made from it's a high concentration of cruciferous vegetables. Cruciferous vegetables are cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower. That group or that family of vegetables is known as cruciferous vegetables, and they've been known to regulate our hormones. My throat. They've been known to Dimm has been known to regulate our estrogen and progesterone levels. So again, this is not thyroxine, it's not thyroid related, it's estrogen and progesterone female hormones. Again, personally for me, it works well for my weight loss resistance. I realize when I take it, I take this once a day in the morning with my breakfast. When I stop taking it, guess what? I find that I never seem to lose weight, or I stall for a long time. When I take it, I'm more balanced out, and my body does what I need it to do. So imagine not having to do the 10-day detox to level out your hormones, but taking a pill that helps you every single morning, that will get you to where you're trying to go. Now, here's some crazy news. I've had women take Dimm and conceive. Now that's the craziest news, or the craziest testimonials I've ever had, where women take Dimm depending on their conditions. Again, if maybe your fallopian tubes are blocked, that's not an estrogen progesterone issue. It might be something else. But women whose hormones have been off for a long time, not been able to conceive, after taking this for about a month or two, they say, hey, Jane, guess what? I just conceived, and it has something to do with Dimm. So I know that Dimm works. My clients who are menopausal, I've put them on Dimm. Their hot flashes reduce. They are no longer feeling or not being able to sleep at night. So I've used it on some of my clients, and it works like a charm. And here's the good news. For those of you in Nairobi, I've been able to get for you a super special discount. Dimm costs $49.50. But if you're listening to this video and you want to make a purchase, you're able to buy it for $4,500 bob. And if you look at the top of this post, I gave a buy goods number, 722124. And it gets better. Guess what? The $4,500 includes delivery of this bottle to you. Now, of course, today is Saturday night. Tomorrow is Sunday. This store is closed. But Monday morning, the people who send our M-Pesa, you'll get a call, and they'll ask you where they are so they can deliver this to you. So again, we have about 25 bottles of Dimm available in Nairobi for anyone who's interested in countering their estrogen and progesterone hormonal issues that cause some of the things that I mentioned: weight loss resistance, Pecos symptoms, menopausal, infertility. If, by the way, you've been suffering from infertility and you've seen your doctors and you're not getting anywhere, I want you to send me an email, jane@janemokami.com, because I've met somebody who is so well versed in infertility, and they know, based on what your situation is, that can help you, what can help you, not your husband, but you, stand a better chance of conceiving. Send me an email, jane@janemokami.com, with the title infertility or trying to conceive, and I can help connect you to that person for some help. So I'm going to take a quick break and go through your comments. All right. So like I said, a lot of people are asking, where is Dimm available? This is available in Nairobi. So like I said, the price is $4,500. If you send $4,500 to 722124, that's a buy goods. And when you make the payment, it's going to say Western Cosmetics. That's the name of the company that is that's doing us a huge favor and giving me a special discount for my clients and for you ladies. It's $4,500 for the first couple of bottles, or for the first people who make payments. Again, if you make a payment to the buy goods today, the office is closed until Monday, but Monday somebody will call you and they'll find out where in Nairobi you are, and they'll send this to you. So it includes delivery. If you're not in Nairobi, I suggest you make a payment, but have somebody in Nairobi be the person that it will be delivered to, and they can get it for you. So make sure you use the phone that when these people call you, you can answer and tell them where to deliver. Don't use your husband's phone and then they call and your husband's like, what is this? You know, use a phone number that can be called on Monday for delivery. So someone is asking, how much is Dimm in dollars? If you're in the US, if you're in different countries, send me an inbox, a message to my email, jane@janemokami, and just ask Dimm in dollars, or whatever country you're in, let me know, and I'll see how to get this to you, okay? I see somebody in Germany, someone in Dallas. Someone is asking 30. These are 30. So this is 1 month taken once a day. All right. Anne is asking, can it be delivered outside Nairobi? That's a good question. I think it can, but you might have to pay something small. Delivery is within Nairobi with the 4,500 bob. Maybe if you're like further out, you might have to pay a little more, but make a payment. When they call on Monday, you can discuss this order. So Karakush is saying, what is Dimm? Dimm is a scientific term that I have a hard time pronouncing. You can Google it, but it is, let me try read it. Diindolylmethane. That's why it's called Dimm, for a reason, because it's easier. But again, it's not made from chemicals. It's made from vegetables that have the ability to calm your body and lower or make your hormones be at the level at which they are. And we've tried this. I've worked with a lot of clients who have recommended this too, and everybody reports positive feedback on this product. Where can I buy it later than Monday, please? Celdine, if you want to buy it later than Monday, all you do is send the payment to the buy goods. This way the person can contact you and find you, find how to get it to you. So I don't want to give too much information and confuse. So someone is asking how much. It's 4,500. Usually it's $49.50. But if actually, there's actually a phone number. I should have put this. There's a phone number you can call on Monday, and if you tell them you're calling with the Jane Mokami special, they'll know that you're getting $500 bob off. Okay. Actually, I made a mistake. It's the sale price is $44.50, because if it was $49.50 minus 500 discount, it's $44.50. So I'm so happy that this company that has a lot that has Dimm is able to give me a special discount for you. Okay. So sorry, I'm not taking a selfie. I'm trying to open my phone. I'm trying to get the phone number. I'll put the phone number for the store above here for you. I could read it out as well. Bear with me. Here we go. I'll share the phone number above so that if you're in Nairobi, you could actually call and find out if you want to go and pick it up yourself. I'm going to share that information. Lois asks, can you comment on the keto pills all over the internet? I don't want to talk about keto right now. That's a totally different conversation. But I will be doing a keto video. It's on my calendar. I just haven't found time yet. Wanjiko says, do they have side effects? They don't have any side effects, again, because they are made from vegetables. What happens if you take vegetables? What happens if you take vegetables? You get a high, an increased rate of nutrients and trace minerals. So think of this as eating a lot of vegetables concentrated in a pill form. There's a reason vegetables are called body repairing foods, because they patch and repair our bodies, including leveling our hormones. Like I said, that's why 10-day detox women sometimes get pregnant, because their hormones are leveled by taking so much spinach and kale and in the smoothie that they get pregnant without anticipating it. I did forget to mention that regulation of periods is one of Dimm's benefit, especially for people with PCOS. You know, PCOS people have the craziest irregular periods. Sometimes you go for months without a period. So yes, if you have irregular cycles, Dimm is great for stabilizing that for you. It also helps with your hormonal acne, like I said, and any type of other issues that can be brought about by your hormones. And again, I keep trying to repeat, hormones that have something to do with your estrogen and progesterone, right? Any more questions, ladies? Again, if you're interested in getting a discount, send 4450 shillings to buy goods 722-124. I'm going to share a phone number that you can call if you want to call on Monday. And this cost includes delivery to you in Nairobi. All right. For those people who want to talk about who've been trying to conceive, not been lucky, send me an email, jane@janemokami.com. Subject line, trying to conceive or fertility issues. If you want to talk about Dimm and you're not in Kenya, you might be in the US, send me an email with Dimm in the US or whatever country you are so I can find out how to get it to you. All right? Oh my God, my throat. Lena, does Dimm help with PCOS? Absolutely. Absolutely. All righty. Let me see. Fibroids, all the things that we've talked about. We've talked about weight loss resistance. We've talked about crazy PMSing, if you have really bad PMS, cramps, and all those kind of things. Mine are usually, like I said, my issue was weight loss resistance and a bit of PMSing. I have a crazy appetite and cravings, but those are managed thanks to Dimm. Menopausal issues, hot flashes, all those things that come with menopause, fibroids, endometriosis, irregular periods, infertility. These are some of the things that are related to estrogen and progesterone and that Dimm can help counter, or that Dimm can help you work around. Okay, I see a lot of new comments. Melanie says, I bought from them and I can testify it's working. Thank you for the testament, Melanie. I don't know you. I've never met you. I'm happy that, as you can hear, there's somebody who's gotten Dimm and it's working effectively. Okay, does Dimm heal? Okay, we talked about acne. Yes, if your acne has something to do with hormonal issues, yes, it will help with that. All right, ladies, I'm about to conclude. Oh my God, we went to 52 minutes. Well, this is usually supposed to be a 35, 40-minute thing, but it's okay because I'm answering question. How long does it take before Dimm is effective? Adelaide, it depends on what you're treating. For example, if you're treating fertility issues, you might, it might be a couple of weeks, while if you're treating something as simple as, in my case, weight loss resistance, I remember seeing a difference in as little as 2 weeks. So it depends on what you're treating. So again, someone is asking, read out the number. The buy goods number is 722-124. 722-124. Send 4450 to that number. At least when you send the money, it holds your bottle just in case they sell out, because I see a lot of people saying they'll get it. I see Martha saying, I've made my order. I see Ruth saying, I've made my order. Okay, so if you want to not be told that we're sold out, I'd say send your payment. This way your order is held and your bottle is available on Monday. They literally told me they had a few bottles left. Actually, yeah, they had about 25 to 50 bottles left. So if you want to be able to order this, do so. And the Jane Mokami code, or the Jane Mokami discount, is good until Friday. So you have almost a week to make your orders. All right. If you happen to want to make an order with my discount after Friday, let me know and I'll see if we can let you in as well. All right. Actually, I'll talk to the people and tell them any 44.50 orders means that's the Jane Mokami special, so that you can order this for as long as you want to. All right, ladies, concluding our session, it's been real. It's been fun talking about women issues on International Women's Day weekend, very fitting. I'm glad you've enjoyed this. I hope it's helped somebody. Again, if you think there's someone who should be listening to this and tagged, feel free to tag them. And you can go on to having an awesome, awesome weekend. And now my voice is totally messed up and my throat hurts. But it's okay because I love you all. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye-bye. Have a good one. As you check out, give me a bye-bye. Give me a bye. Type a bye. Give me something to say you're out. Just tell me you're out. Let me know if this has been helpful as well. If you joined us halfway through. If you joined us halfway through, I really, really encourage you to go back and watch this from the beginning. Good day to you too, D. Wanjikonje here. Bye-bye. Have a good night, ladies. For those of you in other countries, have a good day or good whatever it is. Thank you for the goodbye, Upheaval. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Catherine. Nice. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye to Kesu. Thank you. Ruth says bye. Love you. Thanks. Thank you too. Love you too, Ruth. My email address is jane@janemokami.com. Always put in the subject line what you're writing about. It helps us respond quicker because we get so many emails, and between me and my assistants, it's hard to figure out what's important. So put in your subject line very clearly what you're writing about. All right? Pia says, I'm out. Bye-bye. Rita, bye. Ima, bye and thanks. Karibu sana, Ima. Mary says, great info. Karibu sana, Mary. Thanks for being here. Thanks for spending time with me. Javinta says, that was wonderful. Thank you, Javinta. Thank you very much. Thanks for being here and giving me energy. If I come in here and you're all quiet and boring, I'm done in 20 minutes. But you ladies always keep me on my toes. So thanks for being here. Pretty says bye-bye and good night. Bye-bye and good night to you too. Judith says, I just joined. Welcome, Judith, but we are saying goodbye, but it's okay. You can watch this. You can watch the replay. Start from the beginning. Give us about 3 minutes. We'll be done and you can watch from the beginning. Monene Alicia, bye and much love. Much love to you too, Monene Alicia. Tumbo Esther, bye and thanks for the great work. Asante Sana, thank you, Esther. Emma says, I missed it, but we'll definitely catch up. That's okay. You can watch a replay. That's the beauty about Facebook Lives. You really didn't miss it. You can go back and watch it. All right, ladies, we are down from almost 300 eyeballs to 85, 84, going down slowly. It's 58 minutes. I am logging off. Have an awesome time until next week. Actually, I have a very special Facebook Live coming to you in the middle of the week, but I'll tell you about it maybe Monday, Tuesday. So stay tuned. Bye-bye. Wamboi Wambogwa, I can talk about steroids because they are not part of estrogen, progesterone, right?